Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I'm about a minute or two late, actually, come to think of it. How's everyone doing this morning? It is 50 degrees and it is rainy. It's going to be rainy for the rest of the week. It's like Wales out here. Um, well, it's, I have a friend of mine who lives in Wales, and he's always complaining it's always raining. So it's like, yeah, it's wet. It's a bit chilly, but it's not that bad. But the temp's supposed to go like 66 today, so I ain't gonna complain too much. Into every life a little rain must fall. It is just the way things are. Okay, yeah, I was sitting here sketching over some of the stuff that's out today. Apparently, yeah, you're gonna have in the next episode for the Easter special and all that. Apparently, the Sea Devils are dressing and acting like pirates, according to SFX magazine. And I thought, wow, that's a very peculiar angle. It's like it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that because Sea Devils really don't need ships, as far as we know. Because from what we've seen, they're pretty damn efficient swimmers. Of course, they're Sea Devils. It kind of implied in the name. Also, some folks may not know this, but for you folks who are new to the whole game, Sea Devils are from the same era as the Silurians. Um, what happened is the Silurians, and the Sea Devils came about before, in the, sometime back, way back when, when dinosaurs walked the planet. And there's always seemed to be a bit of confusion about what particular time era that they occupied and all that. And it's like, because we have to remember, one of the weirdest things out there was, you know, it's been literally, I think they've estimated still about 65 million years since the dinosaur era, actually happened. The big extinction, the big, rock fell out of the sky and ended that whole nonsense. Um, which is why I died laughing when you have shows like, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Time to lock into our, what do you call it, hidden powers and all that of the ancient dinosaurs. Mastodon, saber-toothed tiger, and all. I'm like, saber-toothed tiger and mastodon didn't come around until like 65 million years. That was from the last extinction before. I think it was in the Younger Dryas that they were running around. So why are they on that show? They weren't anywhere near the dinosaur era. But oh well, a whole nother ball of wax to figure out. Yeah, also there's some pictures being bounced around. I put a couple up on the Dr. Freedom page. Looks like Jody's wearing some sort of um, outfit that it's like a dark out. It looks almost like a silk type outfit. Um, and that picture is drifting around if you want to go look for It's been bounced all over Twitter and all that. Plus, you have the one that's running around of Mandip and well, oh God, why am I keep forgetting his name? That Dan guy, running around in garb and all that. And that those leaked out a long time ago. Um, so kind of makes me wonder what direction they're going with all this and all that. Also, there's been once again now people are throwing Danny Dryer's name in the ring again, and it's like I don't know, folks. This is Russell T Davies. There's some people who are anticipating a female doctor, the John Bishop thing. I don't know why I keep forgetting his name. It's one of those obvious names I should remember, and I keep letting it slip. Okay, morning everybody coming in. But it's just like I don't know where they're even going with this thing. Plus, as I said, there people still speculating left and right and center again about who's going to be the next doctor, and what's going on with all this and whatnot. And it's like Danny Dreyer. Remember this is Russell T Davies. It's like would he go in that direction? It's kind of hard to predict with the fat Welshman. And I'm not being derogatory. That's a nickname he had. Yeah, I posted it up on the page where Hugh Grant, of course, has said I don't know where they got that story from, and I don't think he's denying it because it's like Hugh Grant is like in his 60s. He's sitting back on after a long career of movies. It's not like he needs the money. I don't think he wants to do end up trying to do all this stuff for Doctor Who that the part requires. Of course, Danny Dreyer just left the one series on out there, and it's like, but remember when Chris Marshall left, and the only reason I suspected Chris Marshall is A, he could have done it, and B, he literally announced he was leaving less than 48 hours. Death in Paradise, just as Peter Capaldi announced he was leaving Doctor Who. I'm shocked there hasn't been a rumor that like Mr. Rogers is the new Doctor and stuff like that. Sadly Fred Rogers is no longer with us, but or Emo Phillips. Just go way out there while you're at it. Weird Al Yankovic. It's like or Snoop Dogg. It's like who's gonna be next? Ugh. The Marvel style makeover. That's another thing they've been throwing around like crazy. Now, keep in mind, think, it's like I said, it's kind of hard to imagine because remember, with Bad Wolf stepping in to co-produce, and they've just had that big deal with Sony, which means chances are the budget has gone way up. So, yeah, they could afford maybe someone that's a little bit further up the food chain, than they had before. I was I was hoping they'd really land Peter Capaldi, and they did. And he'd been in numerous things, and it turns out he was also a huge fan of the show, and he wanted to be the Doctor. He loved being the Doctor, and we all know how that panned out. And Jodie Whittaker seems to have fallen in love with the role. And I'm dying laughing because now apparently, in order to be the Doctor, that's another one I keep seeing popping up. You have to have been a fan of the show. And I'm like, Matt Smith wasn't a fan of the show. Matt Smith had probably never even heard of the show. Well, he did his research after he landed the part. So did Jodie Whittaker later on. She's just rerunning David Troughton no, David Tennant lines. Oh goodness. So yeah, so it's amazing. Yeah, once again, I feel bad for anyone who steps into the role now because they're if for some reason they're deemed unpolitically correct or whatever by some imaginary standard that we don't know, all of a sudden, bam, it's like they're just doing this, they're just doing that. Or my favorite ones, woke, woke, woke. I'm not kidding. They're beginning to sound like Fozzie Bear in the retirement home. Woka, woka, woka. Oh. But like I said, keep your eyes peeled out there. Somebody's had to have posted those images by now from SFX magazine. There's already a few drifting around out there. I know there was a couple that was leaked of John Bishop on set with Mandip Gill. I've had those up on the Facebook page, and it's like, yeah, they're like, how come you didn't put them in a video? Because the BBC is allowed to do whatever it wants on YouTube. Certain certain YouTube influencers or Wago channels are allowed to do whatever the hell they want. Meanwhile, other channels are targeted. I love this. There was how many channels that had pictures up from Series 11, and they didn't get harassed by the BBC. Yet for the first time in over a decade, my channel I had a video that was copyright struck and taken down for still images, and I didn't even have the actors' names on them or anything. It was just them in costume. There was no backdrop. There was no hidden alien menace that we didn't know about or anything like that. If I'd been, yet meanwhile, like I said, I posted set pics later on and all that that showed the passenger or whatever it was, and it's like nobody cared about that then. And well, it's just YouTube has become a joke. It's the land of 1,000 dual standards. Like a lot of people wondered why I quit using clips of Doctor Who music for the intros, and I was like, because they literally started copyright striking them. And it's like, that's funny because I've watched people use entire suites of music from the show. And they've used entire suites to make these pretty music videos. My tribute to what you call it, along with clips. Yet their videos are up for years and they're collecting monetization on it. I don't know. This is weird stuff going on out there. Me, yeah, like I said, Jared Leto lost me when they had that sad portrayal of the Joker that he did in Suicide Squad. I was like, you've got to be shitting me. Talk about overkill. Oh. It's kind of sad when you're the sidekick, played by Margot Robbie, is way outdoing the character who's supposed to be the main dude. I don't even know why the Joker was in that movie other than the intro, like a Harley Quinn. Because, oh man. Well, folks, it's getting to be about that time. Once again, yeah, apparently, from what we're hearing from SFX magazine, the Sea Devils are going to be pirates. Well, I don't know. What do you think about that? I don't know. Then again, just as a side reference, that Joker movie that came out with Joaquin Phoenix, it was boring as hell. All the usual madness tropes, all the usual stuff you've seen. Oh, look, I'm so insane. This didn't work. Yeah, he was pretty good in Suicide Squad, Peter Capaldi. I'm not talking that he was in the second one with Peacemaker, who I liked. I love that series. Oh well. Let's see. Judging by the time, I have got to get going, folks. So, all right, everybody, please be kind, be calm, be careful, stay safe out there. Think of the people in the Ukraine today. Start worrying about Armageddon. And hopefully we'll see you all in the future. Have a good one, everyone.